I was also struck by the use of plastic as the language and material in Hiroshima and why you chose to do that.
Well, the invitation to, I had already started working on these plastic landscapes when the invitation to go to Hiroshima came along via my great friend Zero Higashida. And I thought about whether it was appropriate because the site in Hiroshima was so stunningly haunted and strange. And it's a very important building there. I learned when I got there that, as I said, very little had been changed. I mean, I'm assuming that a certain amount of cleaning has gone on, but the lighting and the whole feeling of the building seems very much from that time. And I was thinking that the kind of global warming catastrophe that we seem to be accelerating into, and the reason I opened the talk with the image of the accidental fire on the Nigerian pipeline, is that, and it's not an exaggeration to say that future and present wars are being fought for our right to consume as we please. So I was installing in the site of a historic war, and I was essentially jump cutting to the material and the subject of present and future wars. And that's really how I saw the Revenant piece. And because it has such a ghostly presence, it hovers, I would say, in a kind of indeterminate time frame. It's neither past, present, nor future. Its scale is strange. Its material is wrong for something that's an engineering miracle, that is to say, that kind of a bridge. Everything about it is much more dreamlike than real. And so, and frankly, I have to say that building is a very public building. There are people coming in off the street every single day. It's not a pre-selected art audience. They seem to really understand it. And it may be partly because post-war Japan is, I hesitate to say this, but it might be true, more in love with plastic than many other places on Earth. And more creative, more inventive, and more interesting in their use of it. So they love it as a material, and they embrace it. And with that said, they don't have anywhere near the kind of pollution or garbage problems that we have. They are much more stringent about recycling. So I found myself in almost an embarrassed way describing what McMansions were, for example, and the patterns of American consumption and so forth. That is not Japanese. So there were dissonant aspects to installing something that was, in a sense, very American in that site. And yet, you know, the Japanese are consuming oil and so forth, perhaps not quite at our clip, but they understood it as essentially a kind of work that had to do with war and peace.